Hello, Tori here, and I just wanted to tell you about something that I'm going to be implementing in my practice, and it is called the Hair Tissue Mineral Analysis Test. So what is that? Well, if you're somebody who suffers from vague symptoms like low energy, high stress levels, depression, maybe you have trouble sleeping, maybe you always get headaches, what are some other things? Oh my gosh, I forgot to say some other things. I think is really cool. If you are wanting to get pregnant, or maybe you've had babies in the past and you're trying to get pregnant again, sometimes after you have a baby, you're like literally just like, you've been feeding this human for 9 months and your body is like, its nutrients are just being given to this baby. And so sometimes you need to replenish yourself. And actually, postpartum depression, I'm wondering if this could be a factor, because some of your nutrient levels, depending on if they go up or go down, can cause depression. And I'm just wondering. That's just, I'm not going to say, but that is just a hypothesis. But anyway, I love this because it's efficient, because if we have healthy babies healthy moms making healthy babies, that is like a 2-for-1 health deal right there. So, yeah, if you want to make sure your baby has got all of the nutrients in its system ready for it to be a mega baby, there you go. Maybe you have a hard time with your weight or PMS symptoms, you might want to listen up to this. So, hair tissue mineral analysis. This is the test that can show you your mineral levels at a very basic level. Minerals are the spark plugs of life. They're literally involved in hundreds, thousands, a lot of enzymatic processes in your body. And so if these levels are off, they could literally just be the cause of your symptoms. Now, I don't want to oversimplify it. A lot of things can go into it, but if you've gone to your doctor and all your lab tests are coming back normal and you feel like crap still, this could possibly be a reason why, or something that you might want to explore. So I can show you the test here. This is actually my test that I did. And so you can see here, this is the test, the first page. And so you can see it shows you your calcium, magnesium, potassium, calcium, magnesium, sodium, potassium, copper, zinc, phosphorus, iron, manganese, chromium, selenium, boron, cobalt, molybdenum, sulfur. It shows you a bunch of toxic elements over here, including uranium, mercury, cadmium, lead, etc., aluminum. And then down here it just has some additional elements as well. And so the important thing to note here, and how this differs from a blood test, is that this a blood test is a transport medium throughout your body. So that means it wants to stay equal. So there can be a lot of shifting around of nutrients and electrons and science things. It shifts, just trust me. So it is a transport medium. And so what that means is that it can be subject to higher fluctuations even throughout the day. So though that might be good to get baseline numbers on specific things, this mineral test, and since it's a hair test, it literally shows you over a cumulative maybe 3 to 4 month period, what your level contents are like. So that can be a benefit, because it doesn't just show you a snapshot in history, it shows you an overall kind of trend that your body seems to be going in, and whether it has the nutrients it needs or if it's in a more chronic state of depletion. So, for example, like me, you want these mostly to be here in the middle, but I'm kind of a little bit all over the place. But so these first 4 minerals are the most important: calcium, magnesium, sodium, and potassium. And so as we see here, my calcium is and magnesium are higher levels than my sodium and potassium. So that can be an issue. And that can slow down your metabolic rate. This test will also tell you your metabolic rate, and that goes from fast 4, fast 3, fast 2, fast 1, to slow 1, slow 2, slow 3, slow 4. Now most people in the United States I think about 80% are slow oxidizers just because of, where we live, the amount of toxins, kind of our food status. We tend to be slower oxidizers. So these ratios are the most important part about this test. And so this ratio right here is called the calcium phosphorus ratio. And so this shows you whether your body tends to be more in a sympathetic state, meaning you're in a fight or flight mode, acute stress type situation, versus a parasympathetic state, more of a rest and digest, more of like a, calm down sedative state. Now you want to be somewhere in the middle, and our body does tend to fluctuate, but this is the pattern, and it's showing that I am more so in a parasympathetic state. So if you've ever talked to me and I said, I kind of just want to stay in the house today, I don't really want to do much, I'm just laying low, guys, okay? And this shows it. And then we have next here is your sodium-potassium ratio. So this ratio is also termed as the vitality ratio. And this is so important, one of the most important ratios here, because nothing goes in or out of the cell without the sodium-potassium pump. And as you can see, I am low, so I need to be working on that. The calcium-potassium ratio right here, this is significant for your thyroid. So this is significant for your thyroid because your potassium is able, if you don't have enough potassium, it desensitizes your cells to accept thyroid hormone and what it needs for thyroid function. And so this doesn't surprise me. All my life I've had cold hands, cold feet, a tendency to be fatigued a little bit, even depressed at times. So that does not surprise me. The zinc-copper ratio, this can be called sometimes the hormone ratio. We don't look at this as much as the other ones, but it's still something to take into consideration. This one right here, is the sodium-magnesium ratio. And so this is called the adrenal ratio. So this is very, very low. And I will tell you that is probably what 7 years of nursing has done to me. So when you're in a stressed state, it depletes the nutrients of your adrenal glands. And so after a while, I can't handle stress very well, because literally my body has been depleted of the nutrients it's needed to function to the best of its ability when it is in a stress state. So I need to work on getting my sodium levels up and my potassium levels up to support that. Also, it doesn't surprise me as well, because sometimes I feel like I'm drinking all this water and I'm still thirsty. And, if my sodium levels are low, then my body's probably not retaining water as well. And so when you're depleted of minerals, oftentimes that can happen. You feel like you're thirsty and you're not actually being hydrated. So calcium-magnesium ratio, this is also called the blood sugar regulation ratio. This can kind of give us an indication of how well you are processing carbohydrates, because calcium and magnesium have to deal with, one is like it lets the sodium or the insulin into the cell, and one relaxes it and lets it out of the cell. So if this ratio is kind of off, then it can cause problems with blood sugar regulation. This might just be due to the fact that I'm deficient in some other areas, so it's just not functioning optimally. But it's something to be noted. And then our last one here is the iron to copper ratio. And so sometimes copper is, it's kind of like antimicrobial. So they refer to this one as a ratio that can sometimes signify if you're having like chronic viral infections or chronic fungal infections. Sometimes that can be out of whack, but still some of the other ratios are more important on this. And then you have the toxic element ratios. Now you want all of these to be high. This one is a little bit low, and it could be due, that's my iron to lead ratio. It could be due either to iron or lead, but I haven't sorted that out quite yet. But everything's pretty much where it should be. Also another one we look at is your copper to molybdenum ratio. So this is at 1,900, and it should preferably be at around 356. And if you saw on this other one, this is where malignum is. So, a lot of things on my test also signify possible copper toxicity. Now, copper toxicity is prevalent, especially if you're a woman, and this can exacerbate PMS symptoms. It can make you moody, gain weight, bada boom, bada bing. So that is something that probably needs to be addressed down in the future, but not right now, because really the goal is, yes, you probably want to detox things at some point, but really we need to work on these first 4 minerals. Once these first 4 minerals come more into balance, your body is able, and it kind of starts to balance the rest of them in conjunction. So that's kind of synopsis and an example of how one of these tests goes. My phone died. Sorry about that. And so based on this, we can get a specific supplement protocol that is curtailed to you. So that is beautiful to me, because you know, so many different things, they have all this stuff in them, and since minerals are so they're either inversely related or they correlate, so meaning like when one raises, the other one raises, and when one depletes, the other one depletes, or sometimes when one raises, the other one depletes, so it's like they're inversely related. So to know kind of where your body's at, to have like a tangible resource to say, this is where my body's at, and actually this is what it specifically needs, then you don't have to waste your money either buying supplements that are actually maybe causing your body to not like go in the opposite way of being balanced. So yeah, so we can do this with supplements, but we can also do it with your food. So a really simple example of this is when I go to the grocery store now, because I know that I have a decreased sluggish thyroid activity, I'm not going to choose the kale, I'm going to choose spinach, because spinach is higher in potassium. I think if you go spinach, you probably want to get organic spinach, just because of the the toxins in that. I think it's on the dirty list. The dirty, not the clean 15, the dirty list. So yeah, so it's just little choices like this. Instead of getting cashews that have a higher level of copper, I'm gonna choose pumpkin seeds. So, you know, you might be buying these foods anyway, and you have to buy something anyway, but it can help give you a guide for what's actually going to benefit your body more, bring it back more into balance. So yeah, so there you go. And then kind of just other lifestyle recommendations. For example, if you're really low adrenals, like in my case, high intensity workouts probably won't be the best for me. They will probably stress my body out more than it would actually benefit my body. So for me, I'm focusing on just strength training, kind of more restorative exercises. I've really been enjoying Pilates exercises lately. It's good, nice, good stretch, but also strengthening. And so yeah, just simple things like that. And then for this test, yeah, you usually want to do a retest in 4 to 6 months just to see how your body is responding to things. We also want to focus on good digestive health so that we can make sure we are, you know, absorbing the nutrients as well. So, there you have it, there you go. I would love to know what abstract symptoms you have been suffering with, maybe that you have been, you've gone to the doctor to, maybe your blood work's come back normal or whatever. I'd love to know what is it that you are stumped on and see how maybe this test can serve you. So while I am in the HTMA course, which I am going through right now, I am going to be offering this test at a discounted rate. So the test plus the consultation together will cost $145, and that'll be the discounted rate. It'll probably go up at some point, so if you want to just get in and get it, I encourage you to do that. So yeah, so what this would look like practically is I would send you a health questionnaire over my Practice Better, and that'll go to your email. You can fill that out, and then I would send you in the mail the test kit and everything, and maybe you could have a friend help to get the sample. I guess I forgot to say that. So the sample is only about a tablespoon of hair. It's about, you want about 1.5 inches, and you want it closest to your scalp. You do take it from a few different places in your head, so it is actually pretty diffuse. I would encourage you to take maybe pieces that are like maybe this big, maybe like 4 pieces like that. First time I did it, oh my gosh, guys, I have chunks in my hair. I did it the wrong way, but now I know to tell you not to do it like that. And I did it by myself, so I don't recommend that. But yeah, so you do that, you get it, you put it in the envelope. You also want to make sure, I would send you the instructions, never mind. Okay, you put it in the envelope, send it off to the lab. The results usually come back in about 3 weeks, and then we would schedule our follow-up consultation, and then that way we can review everything kind of that's going on, take into account your health history, and holistically look at your life in general. What's your stress like? What's your sleep like? What are your bowel movements normal? How's your diet? Just kind of like all the things, because we want to come at this with a holistic health mindset. If you do want to go on and explore supplement options, I do have an account with Vicon. That is a supplement company. They actually make specific supplements for HTMA results. So if you're a slow oxidizer or a fast oxidizer, it is specified to you. They do have other add-ons as well for that, but yeah, it's pretty cool. So I'm excited to start using that, but that's not included in the price. Anywho, bada boom, bada bing, bada bing, bada ooh. So go over all those things and put you on a plan. And then if you want to continue on to a more extensive coaching package, you also get a discount on that as well. So if you are interested, just let me know. If you have any symptoms or things that you have been struggling with that are kind of just like, what the heck? My doctor can't figure it out. I am not a doctor. I am just more so like a health coach, and I'm a nurse. So that's kind of the perspective I come from. And I'm just focusing on the basic essentials of health. Okay? So that's the scoop. And thanks for joining me. Bye.